What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Pet Shop Boys. And we're returning to Very 1993. Thank you again to Seb, who has provided, as always, the proper album plus a whole number of B-sides. I think there's like 7, 8, maybe even 9 B-sides in this folder, so we have a lot more to go through beyond just the album proper. Hello, Luca. Are you coming up? Apparently she is. So the next tune on the proper album is One in a Million. Do you want the chair or do you want the lap? The eternal conundrum of Luca. But yeah, it suggests a very high degree of improbability, a low percentage chance for something, though of course, as with all such percentages and probabilities, it does suggest that on a long enough timeline, with enough instances or potential outcomes, it is at least possible that one such anomalous occurrence will transpire. So, in the context of a lot of their lyrics about emotions, relationships, but often in a clever, complicated, and let's say nuanced way, I wouldn't be surprised if it relates to a 1 in a million encounter, a 1 in a million partner, a 1 in a million relationship. But of course, that could itself swing more toward, let's say, the positive end of the spectrum or more toward the negative end, or perhaps some combination thereof where it's like that, you know, I can't live with you or without you, you're 1 in a million, you're essentially, or for all practical purposes, unique, but that might itself be a complex or complicated dynamic. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the realm of psycho emotion and another person's impact or influence on the narrator. I suppose it could be about their own condition independent of anyone else, that, you know, to be in this situation or with these conditions is a 1 in a million situation or opportunity. Nevertheless, I'll see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Pet Shop Boys. The track is 1 in a Million, and it's from their 1993 album Very.
It's not clear to me. Would you rather be independent? Have I lost your love? Have you had enough? Do you feel too much resentment? How can I make you see when you disagree that you just can't leave? One million men could change the way you feel. Of course I feel rejected. You're a part of me. You're the family. I can't bear to leave. One in a million men could change the way you feel. One in a million men. Baby, it's up to me. If you think you're trapped, but please believe I'll always want you back. One in a million men could change the way you feel. One in a million men. Baby, it's up to me. One in a million men. Change the way you feel. One in a million men. Baby,
symphonic ending there. Indeed, I wonder, the previous track immediately stuck out to me as a Chris, like, underground dance influence style tune. This had a driving and up-tempo rhythm for a dance floor, but the overall Sonics felt a bit more down the Neil side of the spectrum. It was driving, but it was very bright and glimmering in a lot of the sonic elements. I will say, it sounds pretty straightforward. The idea of someone who is aware they might be on the outs as the other person is feeling it, that, the other person, for whatever reason, has felt resentment toward the narrator and they may choose to end it and leave. The narrator doesn't want that to happen, and they're aware that it's not entirely under their control, but it sounds like they're going to try as best they can through action and wording to convince the other person to stay, because it sounds like the 1 in a million is the other person. There's a 1 in a million men who can change your mind or change the way you see things, and that other person is that 1 in a million for the narrator. I think that's what's happening. But yes, whether that is accurate or not, it seems pretty clear that the narrator is feeling like they might be broken up with. They don't want that to happen, and they're in the process of figuring out how they can hold on to the other person, even if that other person feels resentment toward them and maybe things they've done or said. So there's seemingly like a prologue that we're not privy to in the song, but they don't want the story between them to end. They don't want this to be the final chapter between them and the person being addressed. So yeah, it feels again like a dance floor type of tune. It has some like electronic dance music elements, but it also feels very synth pop, which again to me feels like a fusion maybe, but also more in the Neil side of the spectrum. I do wonder about those vocals at the beginning and the end. They felt almost like a youth choir type vocal, but then with some effects on it and made a bit more like a echoic electronic type of sound. So I wonder if that was somebody else beside Neil. That would be my guess, but I suppose it could have been affected such that it actually was Neil. Nevertheless, I enjoy his proper vocals on the track. It has that dreamy, smooth quality to it that I think most of his vocals do. So yeah, a fun tune, a tune that the energy and tempo of maybe belies a little bit of the emotional feeling, which seems like it's a bit in limbo, a bit uncertain about what's going to happen, and perhaps a bit afraid of losing the other person. So lyrically and emotionally, it feels like there's a bit more tension and worry, but sonically it feels very fun and groovy and enthusiastic and bright. So I like tracks that have a bit of that contrast or tension between thematically where it seems to be and sonically what it's doing. So yeah, another cool one from Pet Shop Boys. As I said, thank you again to Seb. Do let me know. Are you going to hold on to the chair? I guess you are. Do let me know what you think, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.